Good morning, kids and parents of EP Stone Church. Sarah and I are back with another song this week that is based on a verse from the book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 1 that says, "Behold, what manner of love the Father has given unto us, that we should be called the sons of God." And that's it. Those are all the words to this song. It's a pretty simple song, but it's also kind of neat because it's a song that we can sing in a round. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but what it means is that Sarah can sing the same song, and I can sing the same song, but we sing it at different times, and it sounds really cool. So we're going to give it a try today. And what we're going to do first is just sing the song together so that you can learn it, you can hear it in case it's a new song to you. We'll sing it through together once, and then Sarah and I will sing it in a round, and you can follow Sarah, or you can follow me when I come in after she starts, whichever you prefer, but we'll have fun with it either way. Here we go.
Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning worship. This week I am going to share a story with you called Picturing God by Ruth Goring. And while we're reading it, I want you to think about what you imagine God to look like. If you drew a picture of God, what would you draw on the page? Would he be big? Would he be small? Would he be colorful? Would he be black and white? Think about what you see when you see God. Picturing God. God is the Word, and that Word is love. God is the light of the world that shines in every darkness, the beautiful darkness of night, the darkness of hiding when we are afraid, the deep darkness of being all alone. God shines there. When we don't know where to go, God's light shines on our path and leads us home. God is our sunshine, and we sprout like seeds, open to the light and start to grow. God's living water rains down from heaven to water our thirsty hearts. God's love pours over us and never stops. Living water baptizes us, saying, "You belong." Jesus says, "I am the vine and you are the branches." We grow from God's vine. God's love flows through us like juicy sap. And then good things grow from us. Love and joy and peace, like fat, mouth-watering grapes. God is the bread of life that feeds us and fills us up. It is God's own life given for us. The bread of life makes us strong, strong enough to share, strong enough to be kind, strong enough for pure delight, and we find new ways to give God's love away. God's goodness is like bright clothes that we put on every morning, with faith as a button and peace as the sleeves. When we are in danger, Jesus is the door that opens to give us shelter and closes to keep us safe. Jesus is also the Good Shepherd who knows your name and everyone else's too. When we journey into places that are slippery and scary, our shepherd stays close and never lets us go. Sometimes we must walk in a hot, dry desert. Then God is our rock, providing shade and a place to rest. God's Spirit is wind, blowing away our fear and our mean words, blowing in cheerfulness and making us new. The Spirit is our comforter, nearer than breath, teaching us what we need to know, wrapping us in love. God is a Father who forgives again and again, who watches for us and runs to meet us. God is a mother who covers us with her wings. Jesus himself is the way we walk to God, who is our home. So there's a lot of different images in this book that we looked at. We saw a vine. We saw maybe what you recognized as the communion elements, the bread and the cup. And early on, there's this beautiful candle. And I think that this is one of my favorite ways to think about God. And if you think back to when we were meeting regularly at church every Sunday, the kids and Mrs. Wood would light candles at the front of the church. And it's not just because they look pretty and we're trying to, dress up the sanctuary for Sunday morning, although they do look pretty. But you go up and you light those candles because they represent that light of God in us, that light that is leading us to Him, that is bringing us close to Him. And I think that's one of the reasons this is my favorite picture, is this is a symbol we see so often, and I think it's easy to understand that even in the darkness, when there's even a little tiny light, that can lead us forward into hope and into Christ's love for us. So, throughout the day, or right after this, if you have time, I want you to think about what God looks like to you. Does God stand out as a symbol, as a candle, maybe of the river or the vines? Do you think of God as something that's growing and green, or maybe a river or a cascading waterfall? Maybe fire, something that's powerful and majestic. Maybe a person. When you think of God, you see someone that has a human face, or that looks like you or me. But I want you to think about what God looks like, and if you have time, draw a picture and show your grown-ups today of what different images remind you of God or look like God to you. All right. Can you pray with me? Dear Jesus, thank you for revealing yourself to us in so many different ways and giving us images that we can connect with, you as the light of our lives, that we can see your love for us in our parents, that we can see your kindness for us in our siblings, that we can see provision in the food on our table, Lord. Thank you for being with us and for caring for us. In your name, Jesus. Amen. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are celebrating.